All right, hey everyone, it's TVC Mario, and you're here for another edition of Satanic Illuminati Media Exposed. In today's video, what is going on here, ladies and gentlemen? Dave Chappelle is returning to the entertainment industry. In this video here, we're going to look at this. For those of you who don't know, when Dave Chappelle turned down his Comedy Central $50 million deal, he in fact took a hiatus from the entertainment industry, saying that the entertainment industry was a sick environment and they were forcing him to do things against his will. But now, for some reason, he is back. Netflix has purchased 2 of his stand-up comedy routines. And also, he has an interview now just released and broadcasted from the Jimmy Kimmel Show. So we're all going to look at that. Has Dave Chappelle sold out? Is that what this means? Or is it just that the guy needed a little bit of cash and was running low, which is very typical for celebrities? Well, we're going to look at that in today's video. Don't dislike the video already. You don't even know what I'm about to say. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. Did Dave Chappelle sell out to the entertainment industry? Now, first of all, we need to set a base. I know many of you are new to this information about the media, having this corrupt organization. But you can take some time after. There's tons of videos on Dave Chappelle. I've done some, so you can check that out. Vigilant Christian, Dave Chappelle. You'll find plenty. He came out publicly against the controllers in the entertainment industry and said that they were forcing him to do things that he wasn't, well, in line with doing. And one of those is, well, he talked on Oprah how the black man is always initiated in a sense by being put in a dress. This is to, demasculate the man completely and to hurt the black man, which is very typical in the media. But Dave Chappelle didn't want to have anything to do with this. He turned this down. This was a huge deal for the producers that wanted that black man in the dress. But Chappelle didn't do it and therefore gained my respect big time. It came out, Cat Williams came out talking about the fact that he knew that Dave Chappelle was not submitting to the will of the Illuminati, nor that he ever will, and that caused a problem for Dave and him and other entertainers within the entertainment industry. So very interesting stuff that you can find. You can find this Cat Williams interview. You can find this interview where Dave talks about the entertainment industry being a sick and twisted environment. But this is why I'm shocked, is that Dave knows this stuff. Like, he knows that the people at the top of the pyramid are going to be controlling him. They're going to want to do certain things to him. So I'm kind of shocked that we're seeing Dave coming back around. So the only thing I can think here is that ultimately he was just low on cash. A very common thing for entertainers is that they spend a lot of money. MC Hammer supposedly went broke and had to rebuild himself up. They spend a lot of cash. So who knows? He might have just been needing the cash. And I say that just because the stand-up comedy routines that he basically sold to Netflix are very controversial. They're not politically correct. He is, in fact, upsetting the LGBTQIBA RFZ community out there by making jokes that they are deeming to be homophobic, of course, transphobic, of course. You can't even say anything about Caitlyn Jenner. You're a transphobe. He's cracking jokes, guys. You sensitive, emotional, crazy people. But anyways, tons of articles coming out reviewing his Netflix stand-up comedy and saying that it's not a good thing. What is Dave Chappelle's problem with gay people? He just made a joke, guys. Stop being so sensitive. But anyways, this lets me know that he hasn't compromised, because this is the narrative right now. You have to be, all about pro-homosexuality, pro-transgenderism, pro all the things in the media and Hollywood, and he didn't bow his knee to that. And if you listen to how he sold his things to Netflix, I guess they were pre-recorded and just basically sitting on the shelf. But let's keep our eyes open. He's out there. Hopefully, to be honest, he's just making his buck and he's going to bounce and we won't see him, because I honestly don't want him in the entertainment industry. In fact, let us pray that, that's what it is. He's just got to make some money maybe to pay off some final debts that he's built up. some of these guys get into big debt, and that's it. He's going to bounce because they're not going to like him. You can already see now the mainstream media is attacking him. Oh, no, how dare he say something about the gays. Good that he's out there offending, okay, and using free speech. It's jokes. I mean, what a society and a culture today that gets so offended over everything. All right, so did he sell out in a certain sense? Possibly, yes. Yeah, he sold his things, but, I mean, we're all human at the end of the day. We all got to make ends meet, and, I don't see much propaganda coming out of him. But one interesting thing, though, was, and here this slide ties into all the different black men who have submitted to the Illuminati elites agenda to do a disgraceful thing to them. He did show up on the Jimmy Kimmel show, and for those of you who don't know, Jimmy Kimmel literally is held in the Los Angeles, LA Masonic Hall of Hollywood. Okay, it's the same building, and this is something they love to do. These Masons, they do it in Canada here at the MTV. It just so happens to be at a Masonic temple with the square and compass in the back. But anyways, ultimately, this is pretty interesting. So his first interview, after he rejects the elite of the entertainment industry, the Freemasons, Satanists, Luciferians that control the industry, he goes to basically be interviewed at their database, at their headquarters, you could say, the Jimmy Kimmel Show. And the Jimmy Kimmel Show has been used, I mean, it's basically, that's what it is. It's a Freemasonic ritual ceremony hall, okay, and it still functions as that today. Now, previously, I'm sure the activities were held secret, but now it's hidden in plain sight. This is still ritualistic stuff that goes on here. The Masonic black and white floor, the performances of the different Illuminati puppets. As you can see, very important as well, the dresses. Okay, you see the initiations that take place on the Jimmy Kimmel Illuminati Freemasonic Secret Society Hall show. Okay, and then you have Jim Carrey coming out and mocking conspiracy theorists. Remember that? We covered that a long time ago. All in the Jimmy Kimmel Show, all inside of the Illuminati Freemasonic LA headquarters, right here. All right, so there you go, everyone. I mean, that's kind of something to think about. He upsets, obviously, the controllers and those at the top because he didn't do like these peons. And so far, we haven't seen him get into a dress. Okay. But anyways, yeah. And then he goes on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. All right. So kind of an interesting thing to keep in mind. So just keep an eye on him and also keep him in prayer. We just want to keep on lifting him up, I think it's an amazing thing that he's still standing firm. I was really, really worried, to be honest, when I saw that he was coming back. And I know that the way the entertainment industry works, I thought it was going to be the opposite. I thought, his comedy specials were going to come out and they were just going to be so SJW and all about the system, and he would have had to do that. But so far, it seems like he's able to still stand up for, what Chappelle kind of always has represented. This isn't homophobia. This isn't transphobia. He's just pushed envelopes, and that's what comedians tend to do. But now we're in a sensitive culture today. It's going to be interesting to see. The media and the entertainment industry is going to do two things with him with this. He's either going to be silenced and his career is going to be ended, which I hope so, if that's the case, or he's going to change, and that's how he's going to take it to that next level. This is him getting his slap on the wrist by the mainstream media controllers. No, you can't say even jokes about Caitlyn Jenner. Don't you even joke about that. That's so insensitive. Like, wow, what a world we live in today. How insane. But anyways, let's just pray that Dave Chappelle would continue to stand strong and not sell out and compromise and become a tool of Satan. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Stay vigilant and fear no evil. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to watch my entire video today. I truly do appreciate it. Make sure, if you haven't already, to take the time and smash that like button. And if you're so kind, go ahead and give me a share and help me get these videos out. I wanted to go ahead and just, in closing, bless you with a quick little Bible study here. If you're a brother or sister in the Lord, I really pray that this will bless you. And also, if you're new to Christianity, stick along with me and maybe you'll be inspired or you'll want to seek more about Jesus, the Bible, and God. It's changed my life, and it's an amazing thing. So what I'm going to talk about today actually comes from Matthew chapter 6, verse 20, and it's a concept of storing treasure in heaven as opposed to storing treasure on earth. Now, what does that mean? Storing treasure in heaven. Now, obviously, I can't climb up with a ladder and go up to heaven and grab material things that I've acquired here on earth to store up in heaven. So how does one even go about storing things in heaven? It's actually done by righteous deeds. We have a good Father who blesses us when we do good. He wants us to go out, to feed the poor, to be a light to people, to spread love. And when we do this, we get heavenly rewards. You see, you ultimately have a choice in life. Are you going to serve yourself and live a selfish life? Now, we all need necessities. I understand that. But we live in a society where we go above and beyond what we need. And that's a real shame. So when you do this, you're storing for yourself treasure on earth. And when you store treasure on earth, you can see it. Sometimes you can have an entire basement full of it. Some people are, living in a clutter environment completely of stuff, material things that they've acquired. And it's not going to benefit them. But how we acquire things in heaven for our heavenly reward given to us when we will face God and enter into the glorious kingdom to come is we do good to others. In the name of Jesus Christ, we become the light and the salt of the world. God recognizes this and blesses us for this. This is why it's going to be interesting. When you get to heaven, a lot of people that were poor here on earth are going to be some of the richest people in the kingdom. But rich is going to be a little bit different, I'm sure, than it is here. But anyways, there's still going to be lesser or greater in the kingdom. But let's go ahead and just jump quick to the scriptures here. I encourage you to read from the King James Version. I want to look specifically at the verse. Lay not up for yourself treasure upon earth. And notice this, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. So see, when you have a car here on earth, a home, a nice wardrobe collection, nice collection of shoes, ladies, whatever it is, it's going to end up getting eaten by moths. At some point, it's going to rust, corrupt, die, decay, and be done away with. Everything in this world will. So what's the point of striving so hard to acquire things on earth, which is very typical of Hollywood celebrities? When we live a path, a life that follows after Jesus Christ, and we replicate our lives after him, we're not going to fall for that nonsense. There's so much better than acquiring all this wealth and things that ultimately we're going to have to do away with eventually. But notice in verse 20, this is the goal. But lay up for yourselves treasure in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. And that's an amazing thing right there. When we have eternal reward because we serve God, we lay our lives down in sacrificial loves to those around us to bring God glory and to love on our neighbor as Christ would command us to. This is how we store treasure in the heavenly realms, and this will be given to us as an inheritance on that day. And then look at number 21, the verse. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So where is your heart today? Is your heart on yourself, your things, your own material possessions and what you're trying to acquire? Or is your heart belong to God? And if it belongs to God, it belongs to serving others in a self-sacrificing way. That is the path of Jesus Christ, and it's an amazing, empowering thing. So I would just begin to pray right now that whoever you are, you would begin to see this as truth and operate in this. This world is fleeting away. All the things of this world are not worth, selling your soul for. For what does it profit a man if he sell his soul and he gains the whole world? Okay? It doesn't profit him. And it just doesn't. All right, so have a blessed and wonderful day. I pray this was a blessing to you. And stay tuned. More videos to come.